Hey, what's going on? So today I'm going to be replacing the ceiling fan in my daughter's room. Over time, the fan has just started having problems. We've been having problems with the light. We're ready to change out the fan so it matches with some of the other fans that we've put in our house. So today I'm going to go through the process of removing the old fan and installing the new one. Thought I'd share it with you. Let's get started. So I've headed down to the basement here. Before I start removing the existing ceiling fan, I have located the circuit in our fuse box that the ceiling fan would be on and all the power to my daughter's bedroom would be on. And I have turned that circuit off so there's no power currently going to her room, just as a safety precaution here, so that when I start removing the wiring for the ceiling fan, we don't have any power going to that circuit. And we're going to head back upstairs. So these are going to be the different items that I'm using to help remove the old ceiling fan and install the new one. I've got different colors of tape here, black, blue, and I'm using some Scotch tape, but I'm going to use these to mark the different colored wires on the fan. I've got a voltage detector, which I'm going to use to just make sure there's no power still running to our ceiling fan. And then I've got some various flathead and Phillips screwdrivers, different lengths to help me get into some of those hard to reach areas, as well as a flashlight so that I can see any of those dark areas. Alright, so I'm ready to start removing the existing ceiling fan. So I'm going to remove the bulbs, I'm going to remove the fan blades, and then I'll start working on removing the top center portion of the fan. We're going to be switching that out with this ceiling fan, which purchased at Lowe's. It kind of fits with the brushed nickel that we've installed throughout the rest of our house. So in order to get this cover off around this base so that I could unscrew it, I needed to bring it all the way down. I couldn't get it past the light fixture that was on the fan. So I unscrewed the light fixture, disconnected it, pulled that off, and that allowed me to bring down the entire bowl cover that was wrapped around the base. So now that gives me access to the base, and I'm able to start removing the screws that hold this to the ceiling. So the fan is braced into the ceiling, and the way this is set up is you've got two pieces here. You've got this first metal bracket, and then there is a second metal piece that fits into the there's a little lip here of this bracket, and I'm going to unscrew these two screws, which is going to allow me to then pull the spinning part of the fan kind of out of there. This metal bracket will still be attached to the ceiling. So the way this fan is set up, when you unscrew the screws that are holding this to that bracket, it's made so that you can hang the the fan motor portion, and then you don't have to hold it while it allows you to disconnect all the wiring. Now once again, I'm just going to check to make sure there's no power. I did turn off the circuit downstairs. I've got a voltage detector that I'm going to turn on here, and it's going to let me know. It's going to beep if it senses any power. I'm not getting any beeping, so that also tells me that there's no power running to these wires, and I'm going to go ahead and start disconnecting the power that's coming out of the ceiling here to the ceiling fan. I've got a white wire, I've got a black wire, and I've got a blue wire, and they're all electrical taped together. We're going to remove all that. We're going to disconnect the wiring so I can fully remove the fan motor. As I was disconnecting each one of the wires, I took one of the colored pieces of tape, put it on that wire so that now I'll remember what's coming out of the ceiling, and I can hook that back. Ooh, a little dusty. I can hook the wires back up then to the correct colors, just kind of looking at the tape that I have. I'll remove this indicator tape as I'm rewiring the new ceiling fan wires. So I've got the new fan unwrapped, and I'm going to start with this mounting plate. It actually has me using the screws that were existing from the previous ceiling fan. So we're going to mount this in the ceiling. So I'm getting ready to install the motor portion of the new fan, and I'm going to rewire my colored cables. They come very frizzy, so what I'm doing is taking my fingers and gently turning the wires so that they all, instead of looking like this, they're going to look more kind of clumped together, and that's going to make them connect a little bit nicer with the existing wiring. I'm going to rewire each color to the existing color that's up on the ceiling. It was much easier having a second person hold the fan because there was no place for me to hang it, the motor part, while we were wiring everything up. We screwed this top bracket back to the junction box, the outlet box that's up top here, and connected all the wires, including a ground wire. And then this piece slid back up into the top. To hold it in place, there's 4 more screws that I'm going to put in, and that's going to be it for the wiring and installation, and then we're going to move on to installing the rest of the fan. So I'm ready to put the cover on, and there are 4 screws on the sides of this mounting bracket up top here. I'm gonna remove 2 of the screws and then loosen 2 of the screws so that you can see on the cover here, you can kind of fit it into place, and then once you've got the cover on, I'll be able to put in the other 2 remaining screws. Next step is we're going to attach the fan blades, and there's 10 screws going all the way around, so I'm going to unscrew each set of these and then attach the fan blade and work my way all the way around. So now we're going to work on installing the light fixture underneath, and before doing the wiring, we're going to remove, there are 3 screws here, so we're going to remove those guys. So now I am connecting, there's a black and a white, and there's a black and a white connector here. Actually, it's blue.
Yep.
So up top here it's blue and white, and here it's black and white. White to white.
White to white.
And then we're going blue to black.
Yes.
And those are connected in. So then we're gonna fit this back up into the fan here. And I see there's a little cutout for the pull chain. So we're gonna match that up, screw it back together. Okay, before we put all the lampshades on, I'm gonna insert one of our light bulbs here. And then we're gonna do a quick test to make sure that we have power working to the fan and power working to the light. So I'm gonna go run back downstairs and turn our circuit back on. All right, so I'm back and power is turned back on. So we're gonna test our lighting. Woohoo! And we're going to test our fan. Looks like it works. So now we're going to finish installing our lampshades. and finish with the fan. So there you have it. There is the installation of the ceiling fan. We've got the lights working. The fan works as well. We can just turn that on real quick. So a couple of interesting facts, just kind of looking at the light bulbs. So the 3 bulbs that are in here are the LED light bulbs, and it has the lighting facts on the side of the box. Each one of these is 600 lumens brightness. They only are using 6.5 watts of power, but they're equivalent to a 60 watt incandescent bulb. Estimated yearly cost is 78 cents based on a daily use of 3 hours. So these LED bulbs are expected to last 5.5 years. And on the side of the box here, it says there's a lifetime savings of $35. That's per bulb. It recommends that 2 times a year you tighten all of the screws in your fan blades. There's also a switch on the side of the fan here so you can switch directions. So the switch has the snowflake and the sun. During warmer weather, if you want to set it to the sun, what that's going to do is make it so that it's going to push airflow down, creating a wind chill effect. For the cooler weather, you want to set it to snowflake, and what that's going to do is switch the direction, push the air up, and that's actually going to move the hot air off of the ceiling area and help kind of warm up the room that you're in. So it's been fun as well as a little bit challenging, removing the old ceiling fan and installing the new ceiling fan. I hope you've enjoyed kind of seeing some of the process that I had here of installing it. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button. I'm going to put the product information from the ceiling fan down in the description below, so definitely check out all of those links as well. And hey, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. We do all sorts of different fun videos, tech, toy, and gadget reviews, as well as we do a lot of do-it-yourself, maintenance, home improvement projects. So there's a lot of cool stuff on the channel. We definitely appreciate you subscribing and checking out those videos as we put those videos out. My name is Jeff. This is Tinker Forward. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you soon. Hey Sam, come and take a look at your new light.
Thanks so much, Dad.
You're welcome.
Please like and subscribe.